Over the number of next videos, we're going to start looking at post tags. Now, something important to mention here is that while all of these actually will work with posts in WordPress, many of these will also work and be the same for pages, as well as other types of custom posts that you might create, or custom post types. So the reason for this, and this kind of comes back to WordPress development nomenclature and the language used, posts to a WordPress user generally represents just posts as we think of them, like a blog post. But behind the scenes and deep down in WordPress, posts, pages, custom post types, they're very, very similar in how they're stored in the database and what abilities you have to interact with them. So for this reason, we're going to call them post tags in a general way, but also know that down behind the scenes, this will also work in many cases with pages and with other custom post types. But not all of them will necessarily apply to pages, and that'll become clear as we go through them. So that's just a quick heads up about all of this. Now let's talk about how we would break down some of these different types of post tags. The first type that we're going to see are ones that we've already used before. These are ones that add CSS classes into our templates. Then we have some common tags, and this is not by WordPress's documentation definition. This is just kind of my own opinion on what are some of the most commonly used tags. So we'll lump a bunch of these together and look at them. Then we'll look at date tags. There are a few different ways you could get the dates, and there's something really important you need to know about the two major different options we have here and when to use each. Then another thing we have is introducing template tags for pagination. So if we have a blog listing page and we want to link to different pages within that, older posts, newer posts, things like that. And when you're viewing a single post, if you want to link to the next post or the previous one, stuff like that. So those links are available as template tags as well. We also have some attachment tags. Now, if you remember back to the template hierarchy, we talked about how you could have single pages and page pages, and then you could have attachment pages for images, videos, all of those sorts of things. So there are some tags that we could use in case we're in a non-attachment template and we want to figure out if this is supposed to be an attachment page. So this may be a little bit vague, but we'll talk about those and also how to get attachments in general. So there may be a time you just want to grab a very specific media item out of the library, not on any specific page, and we'll look at how we could do that here. Then kind of getting into the last bit of groupings, there are some sort of less common ones that are documented, but you're probably not going to need to use that much, but do need to know about it because at some point you're going to see them referenced and you just kind of want to have a frame of reference potentially for the future of what those are. So we'll look at the less common tags, and then finally, there's a whole group of tags that start with get_the_. And these are a different subset of tags that don't echo stuff out to the page. They actually just return stuff to be saved as variables or used in building strings and things like that. So we'll look at those as their own grouping because I'll kind of not get into them individually as we look at the different breakdowns of these, because we'll see that they actually are duplicates of a lot of these other ones that we've looked at, just another way of accessing or getting that data. So that'll take us through all the post tags. At this point, you don't really need to do anything except start browsing through the documentation. So if we come back to our full list of template tags, we're now down on post tags, and you can see them all listed here. They're not broken up as I'm going to show you them, but they are all here, and there's even a few that I'm not really going to get into. So I would suggest checking out this link, go through, maybe not each of them, read through them just so you know what's coming. And if anything catches your eye or you're not sure what that might do, or you've used it before and you just want to read up on it, go ahead and click through there, and then we'll start going individually through these different types and showing how they work.